Things. We have $1 million, which was set aside, which I advocated for and worked for on behalf of, and along with the hospitals. And I know the Assemblyman also advocated and supported this funding. $1 million to 3 community hospitals in Niagara County. $300,000 each to DeGraff Memorial, as well as Mount St. Mary's Hospital. I know the $300,000 for the DeGraff is going to go to the expansion of the emergency room, the new emergency room. They're investing over $7 million in North Tonawanda to upgrade DeGraff for a new emergency room in DeGraff Hospital. I'm hoping this $300,000 will go a long way, at least towards helping that come to fruition sooner than later. We have $300,000 going to Mount St. Mary's, and they are working on electrical upgrades to their whole system, including transfer switches, emergency backup generators. And of course, we're here at Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center, where we have $400,000 we're announcing to Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center today. But one thing that I think is important, and just yesterday we found out that the governor canceled a meeting with the Seneca Nation that was set up to talk about the compact and the impact of the non-payments. Whether it's the hospital, which is a 99H local beneficiary, whether it's the city of Niagara Falls or the other local stakeholders. That meeting has now been canceled, and we don't have a new date scheduled because the governor wanted to attend to the MTA issue. I don't doubt that's a real issue downstate, but the compact issue and the fact that the Senecas have said that they're not going to pay because they don't believe the language requires them to pay. This issue needs to be addressed. It needs the governor's attention. Those discussions have to happen because stakeholders like Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center receive $750,000 annually from that compact. Well, without that compact in place, or with the current impasse or disagreement, they're not going to receive that money. So these hospitals, when you talk about economic development, keeping jobs here, these are good paying jobs in the healthcare industry, and that's why we want these hospitals not just to be strong places where you can go get treatment and medical services, but also places where you can get employment and they can continue that economic activity in Niagara County and Western New York.
I am pleased that my colleague and I were able to fight for inclusion in that budget, monies to be distributed as we are today. In this particular venue, the Heart Center, the Stroke Center, is an important asset to the community. It is the lifeblood of the community, and it is recognizing the needs in this area.
The $1 million in healthcare funding, as Senator Ortt has announced today, will, as we've heard, not only save lives, but improve the quality of life of the patients that we serve, and more important, it's all about economic development. And you can certainly read in every single journal, healthcare is one of the significant, largest economic engines in the United States. Here at Memorial, it's estimated that we contribute about $300 million to the local economy on an annual basis. We have over 1,200 teammates within our healthcare system. That's a lot of jobs in an economically depressed area. And what's more impressive, through innovative program development and new models of care, we've actually created over 150 new jobs in the past 4 years. That's 150 new jobs, good paying jobs, in the last 4 years. And so what does that do? That also provides a significant demand for market rate housing in downtown Niagara Falls. We are most grateful for the $400,000. It puts us over the top of our $4.1 million drive to build a new inpatient cardiac stroke unit. This multidisciplinary 25-bed center of excellence will incorporate the latest in smart technology in each and every patient room, all private rooms, and will certainly further our mission for providing high-quality care to patients that are challenged with cardiovascular disease.
I also want to throw in a little plug for Catholic Health. With this power distribution that we're doing, it's a $5 million project. Should the grid fail and we go totally powerless at Mount St. Mary's, we'll have 100% backup power. It's $5 million. It'll bring the investment Catholic Health has made in Niagara County for Mount St. Mary's Hospital to well over $10 million since the merger, and I think that's worth great.
The $300,000 at DeGraff will be used in part to pay for the new emergency room we're building. Collide is investing $7.8 million to build a brand new emergency room at DeGraff to really meet the community's needs. Last year we saw 15,000 emergency room visits at DeGraff in a very small footprint. That emergency room was built decades ago and is really outgrown its capacity. So we're doubling the size of the emergency room, adding treatment bays, and really creating a state-of-the-art environment to take care of the people of the Tonawandas. Moving the emergency room to the front of the hospital, facing Twin Cities Highway, it'll be much easier for people to get in and out and receive the care they need.
There's a lot of benefit here, but certainly when you look at the economic impact that the hospitals have, not only in their communities, but across the region, I think it's to me, it's very easy to go to bat and support these hospitals, both from a healthcare standpoint and from an economic standpoint.